Hey, Mike with Mike's Bags, and today I am reviewing the Wolverine by KillShots Cornhole. Before we get in the review, I want to give a quick shout out to In the Bag Cornhole. They provided these bags to me to get this review. I tell you before the release, so shout out to In the Bag Cornhole. Go check them out, inthebagcornhole.com. Link in description. They do cornhole accessories. They actually have some bags and boards there, but they sell a lot of cornhole accessories. So, you're looking for pouches. If you're looking for just, if you're carrying one set of bags or even two sets of bags to a tournament and you just want to put them in a pouch instead of carrying a Zuka or a backpack, you can get those there. If you have a Zuka, you can buy these to keep your bags organized in the Zuka. They also sell Zukas there. They sell backpacks. And pretty much anything you need to play cornhole, In the Bag Cornhole has it. So inthebagcornhole.com. Check them out. Also, scroll down the bottom real quick. There's a spot where you can put your email address in to sign up for their newsletter. They'll keep you updated on new items, stuff like that. So just if you get a chance, check that out. But thank you to In the Bag Cornhole for providing these bags to me so I can get this review out to you guys before these bags get released. So let's go ahead and dive in. Let's break down these Wolverines. We'll start material-wise. Slow side. This is the same slow side material you find on the Brotherhood Guardian NFQ Mosh Pit that I've reviewed, both of those. The Buffalo Shadows is using as well as I think one of the new Alpha bags, it's got this material in there. I'm starting to see this more and more. I call it a sister material to that Viper R. It's not the same as that Viper R material. It's actually a little different blend. It's a hybrid carpet. It plays very similar. So if you're familiar with that Viper R or even that clone carpet, it plays very similar to those two. I'm gonna call it about a 5-speed material, maybe a faster 5, maybe 5.5, but I'm gonna say 5-speed on the slow side. And it's actually really good for even humid conditions. It still plays pretty consistent through most conditions, so it makes it wonderful that you can get a set of bags and you can play these as conditions change. You can still keep playing them without much issue. Fast side on this bag. This is where I got confused when I first get a set of bags in. I look at the materials, I look at the fill stuff, and I already have an idea of how the bag's going to play. I got these in; they already broke in when they came to me. I got them. I looked at it, and I was like, okay, this looks like which at first I knew what the carpet was. I played that before. I knew what that was. I looked at this. Oh, I know what this is. This is that Viking Pro Advantage Fast Side material. It's going to play a 5.7. It's a 5.7 speed. Back. I went to start throwing it and realized this was playing much faster than that Viking Fast Side. And I kept looking at it, and I go, I don't understand why this is playing faster. It didn't make sense. In my mind, I'm thinking, I know what this is. I know how it plays, and I was actually having trouble pushing. Because with that Viking Fast Side, it's a touch. It's fast, but it's still very controllable. So when I go to collect or push, if I want to do a push and follow through, I throw it just a touch harder to make sure I get all the way through the bag. And every time I kept doing it, I kept overthrowing the bag. It was almost shooting off the back, and I couldn't figure out why. It was playing faster. I got home. I have a lot of bags that have that Viking Fast Side. So I started pulling a lot of bags out and looking and comparing and realized, although initially it looks like, it feels like, as I look up close, it's not the same. It's a different material. So I don't know what this material is. I don't think I've seen this material in any of the bag before. And KillShots is not afraid to use different materials. They've rolled out bags with unique materials before. So I don't know where they're getting this. I don't know what it is, but to me, it looks and feels like that Viking Pro Advantage Fast Side, which I think is also the Fast Side they use on the Canon. I haven't thrown the Canons in a while. I don't have a set. I haven't reviewed them yet. But I think it's the same Fast Side they use on that as well. It looks and feels like it. It is not the same. It plays faster. I'm going to call this an 8-speed on the fast side. Now, both these materials are very soft, which gives it a wonderful hand feel. It's two super soft materials, which I like. I like it. I like when the materials feel similar, so when you flip the bags over, the bag doesn't feel completely different, or when one side's like really thick and one side's really thin, it's a weird feel. These materials feel a lot alike. Very, very loose materials, very soft materials, very pliable materials. Love the way the bag feels. Template-wise, this is a medium template bag, kind of falls right down that middle 6x6 square bag. Fill in here, it's on the fuller side, so you've got some flop, but it is not overly floppy whatsoever. So if you don't like a floppy bag, this Wolverine's a good option for you. The fill in here is a mixed fill. The KillShots has had, like last year, I know they had basically 3 fill blends. They had the Bullseye fill, which was their all bead fill. They had the Marksman, which is their all flat fill, and they had the Crossfire, which is the mix. This is closer to the Crossfire, but I actually pulled out a set of the 007s I had from KillShots, which uses the Crossfire. It was comparing them. This is not the same, I don't think. So I don't think this is the exact. Maybe KillShots has got a new mixed fill, a new blend of something. I don't know. The other thing is they didn't label here Crossfire on their bag, which normally they did. At least last year they were labeling the fill in here. They didn't do this, so I'm guessing they may have changed the fill as well. Whatever they did, I like the fill. It's a mixed fill. You've got some beads in there. You've got some flat in there. So it's if I were to compare, if you're looking at think of the Crossfire in this bag for the fill, but realize it is a touch different, I think, in my opinion. I could be wrong. I mean, sometimes it's hard to really tell fill because you're just feeling through a bag, but it feels a little different. Anyway, that leads me to playability of this bag, what we're talking about. And the bag is this is a very versatile bag because of this material. Right? You can do so much with it, which is why everybody loves this material. You can run this bag whole for roll. You can just go in, outscore your opponents, put your bags in, and just play 4 bags in every round and try to outscore your opponent. And what makes this bag's so good at that is how hole friendly this material is, which is why everybody loves the kind of the Viper R's, the clone carpet, and this new sister carpet. I don't know whatever you want to call it, because they're for the speeds they're hole friendly. When I think of 5-speed bags, you think of like that Surefire, you think of that Psycho X, those slow sides. One of the knocks of those materials is they tend to want to hang on the hole. Here, I've got the control of those bags, but it doesn't hang on the hole. And you add in this mixed fill, and this bag really does a great job of melting the hole. Like, I don't recall having too many bags left hanging. And if I did, they were pretty easy to collect and pull in. I didn't have an issue of not being able to get bags unless they were on the back edge. And again, that's kind of most bags on the back edge, back lip, back edge are tougher to collect. But all in all, like, this bag was just wanting to go in the hole. I love the way it played around the hole. Now, I will say, if I were to nitpick on this bag, the fullness of the bag, right? The bag being on that fuller side, it is probably not as forgiving around the hole as far as grabbing the hole, right? And I talk about all the time, landing zone of the bags. The large floppy bags have a super wide landing zone. Like, if they just get a corner just to touch the hole, they'll grab and go in. Because it's fuller, you don't get as much dip in. So there were some times where it's not the bag's fault. It's if I was off. If I threw off and I missed my target and landed a little bit left, a little bit right, and that bag was going to scoot by the hole, if just the corner went over, it tended to want to kind of skip over. It didn't want to grab as much. I had to get more of the bag into the hole. So then once I could do that, if it grabbed, it'd pull around, pull it back in. But again, that's the trade-off you get for having a fuller bag. Having that fuller bag, having that better hand feel, the less movement in the hand, you're going to lose a little bit around the hole there. Whereas those larger, floppier bags are great at grabbing the hole, but then when you grab your hand, people complain all the time about how floppy they hate that. So it's a trade-off, a zero-sum game in cornhole. When you gain somewhere else, you lose somewhere else. There is no perfect bag. And I'm nitpicking. Like honestly, I did notice it but a couple of times. And when I did notice it, it was because I missed my target, not because the bag just didn't do what it's supposed to do. So I don't want you to hear what I'm not saying. The bag is super friendly around the hole. The bag wants to go in the hole. So the other thing this is good at is if you want to play a little bit of a dirty style game, you can control this material. You can put blockers wherever you want. I felt like I could put a blocker up there in the bag. The bag was, it's big enough, it's full enough. When you put a blocker up there, it does cause an obstacle. It does create an obstacle for your opponent to go through. It makes it a little harder to go through it. It's pretty collectible. I didn't have an issue with collecting, especially this fast side. This fast side is faster than I thought it was. It's plenty fast enough to come through, collect, pull through, and take bags in. Like I said, you're just clipping a corner. The bags are full enough; they're not going to accordion up. So you're just clipping a corner, taking the bags in. They go in really well. The bags are also great at shaping shots. You can throw cut shots. You can. I think those of you who roll flop bags, this is definitely a bag you can roll and flop. So the shot shaping is right there for you. The one thing I will say, though, is typically bags that are cuttable tend to kick. Honestly, I didn't see this bag kicking very much. And I think it's just the nature of this material. It's forgiving. Now, if you're put enough tilt, every bag's going to kick enough tilt. But just a slight angle. So if you're not perfectly flat, the bag's not punishing you. It's not making those hard cuts like you would get with a traditional carpet bag or a stickier bag or even like a Surefire. That 5-speed material wants to kick pretty bad. You're not getting that with this material. So it's why I like this type of material over like that Surefire when I'm looking for a 5-speed or mid-speed bag. I'd rather have something like this or the clone carpet or the Viper because it's more hole friendly and it doesn't kick on you. So you don't get those downsides, and they play better in humidity. So, all the things where the Surefire material struggles, this material actually excels at. So you get the best of, you get the best of both. You get this controllable speed, but you don't get all the downsides of that. So I absolutely love this bag. I do recommend this bag. If you can get your hands on a set, I recommend doing it. Give them a try. I think just getting a set to put in your hands, once you hold this bag, I think you're going to fall in love with it as much as I did. So definitely check out the Wolverine. Leads me to availability. KillShots has a website, KillShotsCornhole.com. The Wolverine is not available right now. As of the recording this video, it has not been released. I don't know when they're going to release them, but it should be soon. Jump in and follow their social media because I'm sure they'll announce when they're going to do their releases and check them out. I don't know the price on these bags. These are, I don't know if I mentioned, these are ACL Pro Stamp for 2024 as well. So ACL, if you played ACL events, this is a bag that you can use for that. But anyway, it's a high quality bag. It's a great bag. I really like the bag. So I would definitely recommend when they do the release, go get yourself a set. It's probably a pretty popular bag. I have a feeling they're going to sell out when they first release these bags, and they're going to be hard to get initially. Like the Sicarios were, like the AK-47s were, KillShots, when they do releases, they tend to get a lot of hype. A lot of people jump into them initially. So just be prepared to be quick to get a set, and if you can't, just be patient. The more bags will show up. They'll eventually be more readily available. But definitely check out the Wolverine. I like it. Also, go check out InTheBagCornhole.com as well for any of your cornhole accessories. So I thank you guys so much for support, and I thank you for watching.